Well, we're here in the heart of Dallas, Texas at S.W.E.A.T Boxing with the owner, former boxer, Hector Vazquez. Hector, 2013 you stopped boxing. I've been looking up your records. You boxed for Mexico and the USA in amateur boxing as well. It's 10 years since you stopped boxing. Why? I think you had a record of like 12-1.
I broke my hand maybe 2 years right before I retired. It took me about a year and a half to recuperate. It wasn't the same. Boxing wasn't as hyped and as big as it is today. So we just had to do a business move and move into the boxing side, or the business side of the boxing.
It's a brilliant facility. Spence has been on the speedball just now, giving us all a demonstration. How big is boxing in the area?
Oh, well, it's growing and growing and growing. Dallas is a massive market for sports. Boxing has always been in the back burner, but we have a lot of young talent. Obviously with Errol, Spence, Vergil, Oritz, and all these up and coming champions gave it the light that it deserves, and now all these young amateur champions that are really, really gifted are getting the opportunity in the limelight, and we're just growing it.
Hector, I want to speak to you about, yourself. You as a former fighter that boxed, for Mexico and USA as an amateur. I boxed as an amateur at that sort of level. That's not an easy thing to do. And I'm looking around the gym and seeing all the awards and the belts that you'd won and competed in. It was very unfortunate what happened to you in the way that you had to end your career before it should have, before you got that opportunity to go on to bigger and better things. So you now invest your time in those kids. How difficult was that transition there? Like, are you still working with the amateurs on the grassroots as well as the pros as well?
Well, now I'm more focused in the pros, since now I am one of the biggest boxing promoters in Texas. So we are growing the boxing pro side platform. But, man, we have a lot of talent, amateur fighters, winning nationals and just growing and going international. And, obviously with the whole Olympic thing that's happening, a lot of these young talented fighters are going pro sooner than later.
So it's really important that the 2028 Los Angeles Olympic Games does include boxing. 1, what's the name of your promotional company? 2, and 3, is it because of La Raza, the Mexicans? There's so many of them, and we're near the border, of course. We're not far from the border. La Raza is here in Texas. Third of the population are Mexican. Yes. Is that the reason why boxing's such a big sport?
Yeah, man. It's in the blood. This is what we're passionate about, and we're so close to the border, and we consume a lot. Like, us Hispanic and Mexican people love boxing, and we will spend money to see our favorite fighter, no matter the outcome.
Tell us about those questions about the Olympics, and also what your name of your promotional company.
Yeah, so the Olympics is really, really crucial, man. You got these young kids that have been training since they were 8 years old for that long, that goal to compete for a gold medal, whether they make it or not. That dream, that sacrifice means a lot. So now if that doesn't happen, a lot of these, young fighters, they got to be like, hey, what do I do? Like, what am I training for? So they're now in the route of going professional, and it is our job as, entities of boxing promotion to help them, right? Because, they're younger now. They're going to be 17, turning pro, not normally 2021. So it's a big deal, and it is just our job to help them, achieve that goal.
Hector, what is the name of your promotional company? Because we want to be able to watch it on a stream, online, on TV.
It's S.W.E.A.T Promotions.
Okay.
Hector, I want to talk about, you were talking about there the amateurs that are sort of turning pro, maybe younger than they would have, because if they miss that cycle, they don't qualify for the team, they miss that 4 years. It can be like sort of the prime years of a boxer's life, really. So they're choosing to do that now. How important is it for the fighters, the local fighters that you've got in this gym today, to have the likes of Barrios, the WBC welterweight champion, been training here, Amando, Serrano, been training here? Does that attract a lot of people to come in? How important is it that they've been using that gym for this big show that we've got on Friday night?
Super crucial, right? Because, boxing's the hardest sport in the world. Whether people agree it or not, it is. So these fighters come in here with no one watching them and working hard, sweating, blood, tears, bruises, and then they see somebody like them come here. They're like, wow, like, that could be me in the future, right? I got to, just stay focused, keep going. So it's a true inspiration for them to be here and to help the community.
So obviously you've had the big names here during the week. We've got to ask you, they say there's going to be 90 to 100,000 people in the Dallas Cowboys Stadium in Arlington on Friday night. You're a boxing guy. Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. How do you see it? Surely you're going the way that we all think mentally, which is the love for Mike.
Of course, Mike's a legend. Nothing he can do. No matter what happens, he's a legend. Obviously, the age to me does play a factor. How quickly can he get to Jake? Or does Jake play it very cautious the first 2 or 3 rounds? How does Mike Tyson's body adapt to the later rounds? Even though it's 2 minutes, 8 rounds, but still, at age 58, 59, you don't know until you're there and you're getting hit back. Does your your face, does it heal when you get hit really solid? You don't know. And until you are in that moment, you're going to realize.
Right, now get off the ranch fence and tell us what's going to happen in the fight and actually pick a winner. Come on.
Unfortunately, I kind of think that if it goes to the distance, and I think it is, I think that Jake Paul's going to take it.
You think that Jake can take him the distance? Yeah, that's an interesting one. You're an ex-fighter, so you do understand, where these both are sat right now in their careers. And you're right, it's the $1 million question. What has Mike Tyson got left? You see him on the pads. He looks great on the pads, but the pads don't hit back.
Exactly.
And when you get this young lion in there, like his opponent, it's going to be very tough for him, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And then people don't realize Jake's a big boy. Jake's a big boy. And one thing about Jake, he might not have the experience, but he has the money, and he puts the money in the right places with the right trainers to give him guidance. And that means a lot and is crucial in his training camps.
And he keeps it very simple. It's a jab all the time. It's a big right hand and the occasional left hook.
Yeah,
that's pretty. He has landed an uppercut, of course, against someone that can't box. I'm going to play a little game with you two just to end off here, because it's going to involve Mike Tyson. Right, here we go. Mike Tyson, you two, against Tyson Fury in their pomp.
Mike Tyson.
I don't know. I think Tyson Fury is just too big, too tall. Uses his length. But if Tyson Fury normally gets sloppy from time to time, I can see where Mike Tyson catches him. So, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
Mike Tyson against Alexander Usyk in their pomp.
Mike Tyson.
Usyk.
Oh wow! I went for Tyson in that. Alexander Usyk against Evander Holyfield in their pomp.
Holyfield.
I'll go Holyfield.
I'm going Usyk on points.
Have you got an interview with Usyk coming up?
Soon.
Yeah,
soon,
exactly.
Soon. And the final one, Mike Tyson. No, there's a couple more actually. Mike Tyson against Deontay Wilder in their pomp.
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Deontay Wilder against Anthony Joshua next year. No, in their pomp.
Anthony Joshua.
There you go. And on that note, snap! Thank you to Hector Vazquez. Thank you for having us, my friend, in S.W.E.A.T Boxing
thank
Gym.
you, sir.
Great man. Great facility. And maybe in 10 more years, you'll be getting back in the ring against some celebrity guy, or who knows?
For $20 million, why not, right?
Maybe against him.
Absolutely.
For $20 million, why
For
not?
20 million, listen, you can have him for 10 million.
We'll leave it there. Thanks to Hector for having us in S.W.E.T Boxing.
Hector.
Great to be here. Cheers, brother.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.